on, guys? Bearded Finds here, and I'm pulling up to a place that we spent a lot of time at in one point of our ventures. We did a 5-part video series here. It is Rainer's Lakeside Path and Cabin. Why are we here? Well, I'll get to that in just a second. I hope you join me. We're gonna go check out this lakeside path and see how nature has reclaimed what was once hers. Just let ourselves in here per Rainer's permission. Now Rainer does not live here anymore. While he still owns the house, Rainer is in a totally different life situation, and we'll get to that pretty soon. But let's get back up to Rainer's house and check it out.
I'm gonna play country blues. Come on, you good time people, while I have money to spend. Tomorrow might be Sunday, and I neither have a dollar or a friend. Tuesday?
What's happening? Oh, really?
When I have plenty of money, good.
Wow, this is new. Very nice. Looks like Rainer and his neighbor cleared out a large section of this entry road, headed back into his property. Looks like there appears to be perhaps somebody here. I'm not sure who this is. Probably gonna wonder who I am. I guess we're gonna find out who they are. Well, I guess let's see who's here. I'm friends with Rainer. Okay. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm a YouTuber, and 5 years ago we found a path to the lake that was built in the 1800s.
I was afraid to go down there and walk it myself.
Oh, okay. I just was gonna. He gave me permission to check it out since he's selling the house.
I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah, come with me. We can check it out
really
together. What's going on, guys? I'm at the original point that we found the pathway that leads to what we thought a cattle vat, but eventually turned out to be the pathway to the lake. I have a realtor here who doesn't want to be on camera, but her name's Michelle, and she's really nice. And she's gonna kind of be in the background floating around while I'm talking, because she wants to see the pathway. She heard about it, but couldn't get back there herself. The reason I'm making this video, and we're gonna back up just a little bit. So, life has changed a lot since I've been here, okay? Rainer's wife has passed away, so his interest in maintaining this area has fallen to the wayside. He's gotten into different business things. It's moved him away from Florida, and he is not in this house anymore. We text all the time, and he tells me that he's usually in Florida just a few days of the year, and then he goes back to California and to other countries. So he's a very busy guy. You might remember we had Vicky Chilla out here doing the metal detecting with her husband. Somebody had an Easter egg hunt back here. Nice. Hey, this is a great place for an Easter egg hunt. What do you think, John?
I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's cool too, man. Her husband unfortunately passed away. It's been 5 years since I've been out here, just about. So a lot has changed. Even Rockle, Rainer's dog, has passed away. So just to show you guys how long it's been, life has gotten the better of us. But what we're gonna do to do this justice is we're gonna head down this pathway, and we're gonna show you what is left of the path that Corey and I kind of carved out. Now the good news is I know where the path is, so as long as we stay on it, I think we'll be okay. So here is the beginning of the walkway. I'm showing this to you guys to show you how quickly nature can retake what is nature's. So right when we found this was so blocked that it was a wall of trees, and just about here is where we thought it ended. Today, you can still see some of that cut wood that Rainer was gracious enough to pay to get done. And the pathway is still here. So we're gonna try to walk down the pathway as far as we can and see what it looks like today. You can see some structural issues still happening. Now let's go, let's check it out. So when we uncovered this pathway, all this was blocked off There was no way you could really get through it. And it took about, I want to say 3 weeks to get it totally to the point where you could get down to the lake. Here you can see there's a lot of kind of sludge just from Florida's rainfalls and everything that's come off of the trees. And this is the reality of it when you don't keep up with something, how quickly nature can retake it. So oftentimes you guys have seen me walking through the woods and finding cabins that are 100 years old, or old cemeteries, or something of historic significance, and it's always extremely covered up. And that's 100 years, right? So look at this now. This is what Rainer wound up creating, was his cabin, his dream cabin on the lake. There's no AC in the cabin. It's all essentially open air. There's some screen on the front that wraps around to this side. And then on the inside, there's still that little piece of plexiglass where he put a lot of the things that we discovered on the ground here. So let's check it out. You can see how long it's been since somebody's been in here. There's literally a spider web on the doorknob. The door is warped. So this is a great representation. Imagine living in Florida in the 1900s. You'd have to fix that door and get everything would have to be fixed. All this wood would be warping. It'd be something you'd constantly keep up with. He's done a lot with this place. Give you guys a look around. I'm just gonna hold the camera here and do a little spin around so you can see some of the things that he's done. Now, when he built this cabin, his dream was that himself and Cloudy and Rocco could come back here and enjoy time at the lake. Unfortunately, life had other plans, and both Rocco and Cloudy are passed away now. But this amazing cabin that we discovered still stands. I really thought that it would be worse for the wear. This piece of plexiglass too. Looks like, yep, so here's some of the stuff that we discovered, if you guys remember any of that. They're just various pieces of colored glass and a piece of metal. It looks like Rainer came back in here and added some more things. But this cement slab was already here. We believe it was the connection to where a boat would have been launched. Maybe have a crane or something to bring it into the water. And let's check out the outside. So here's the pathway just from another view. You can see it's a very windy day today. It is not typically this windy in Florida. So we are contending with that. But this will likely be the last time that you guys will get the chance to see this, because this property is set to be sold in February. And once that happens, whoever owns this, it's their right to do with what they'd like. If they want to let this overgrow again, if that person decides to do that and they pass away, it might be another 100 years before it gets discovered. Or maybe somebody will find this YouTube video digitally archived on the internet, which is great. What a time to be alive that we can even do that. It's still here. It's still very cool. Rainer did a great job making sure that everything, remained the way that it should. Let's head back up this way and get a couple more final looks. All of this is a great example of what all of this looked like. If you guys remember from the original video, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. Even Corey today is a very busy guy. He's doing his own things with video production. He's off in different states doing his own thing. Just an area where you can really see some of the foundation coming apart. It'll start this way, and unfortunately we'll wind up, somebody will have to step over this because it will fall. But that is the reality of it. It really is the sad reality of it. Something like this, they didn't expect it to live 100 years or longer. The fact that it is still here is like just a really cool token. This was T. Ellwood Zell's property, where they had outlined for a park to be. Now, there was some time where T. Ellwood Zell's relative lived on this property and allowed Zell to stay on the property while his home was being built. And we believe during that time is when this was constructed. It could have just been something that was funded partly by one or the other or both. It could have also just been something that was a gift. Hey, thanks for letting me stay. I have a lot of money. Why don't I build you a pathway to the lake? Whatever the reason being, it stands as a really cool gem. Still here today. Well, I was just headed out of Rainer's property and couldn't help but look again at this big space that he cleared out, and it has occurred to me that he's actually cleared out the space where we had those two doors and the huge foundation that we discovered. So let's check out this foundation now that we can walk right next to it and see what it looks like, see it in its entirety, at least from one side, because seeing this last time was incredibly difficult. So here we are, and I remember, oh my gosh, do I remember. So Rainer, the owner of this property, has a lot of really interesting decorations, such as old street signs and stuff that nobody's using anymore, and he's used these 2 green doors to kind of mark the location of where he found this border of bricks, and behind it is a foundation. So we're gonna head back behind this door, and you can see it starts actually all the way back by this tree. The tree is on the foundation, it's grown over it, keeps going this way all the way down. See, keeps going under some of these palm fronds. There was no way to get around any of this, and look how much of it there is. Look at this beautiful brick foundation still left. We believe that this is the brick foundation of T. Ellwood Zell's relative. I think it was his uncle or his nephew or something like that, who allowed him to live here while his property was being constructed. And this is the original foundation of what was a massive, massive house. So we're talking somebody that had generational wealth, old money, and that money went to build what we see here. This is the corner. Big pipe going up the corner right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. This foundation goes probably about 60 to 80 feet that way, and then carves back up. So from where I'm at right now, headed back towards the road, we're talking close to about 100 feet. Just looking now to see if there's anything that I can see. It looks like Rainer had some sort of a plan for this. He had laid these metal roofing layers down, and I'm not sure if at that time he was going to be doing something with it. I remember when we spoke, he said he had big plans for it. He was going to uncover the whole thing and make it into something that can be enjoyed and appreciated. This part right here is probably the best part for viewing the actual brick style. It is amazing to touch this brick, because we're talking about brick that was made over 100 years ago. There was so much hope that went into this brick. They were going to build a town, a whole settlement, a city park, rows and rows of houses. Over time, those plans didn't come to fruition. So touching this is like touching a dream, touching somebody's dream. And it's slowly, if you can hear it, flaking away in nature. That certainly was an unexpected and incredible find, and I'm really happy that before Rainer got out of here, he outlined that piece of property. I don't know if he intended to do anything with it, but I saw it, and I think it was pretty cool. I think Rainer did the best he could. This is Lake Major. Last time I was here, I had a famous picture that was taken in this area. Well, famous locally, I guess, for people who live here. And it matches up perfectly with where I'm standing right now. Well guys, I wanted to take you here today because I wanted to show you a prime example of how nature can reclaim what is hers. Before any of this was here, it was natural Florida, untouched land. Nature's going to take it back one day, and it's happening already. In 5 years, some of the walls have moved a little bit more, some other trees have fallen over. Eventually, nature will catch up, and this will no longer be here. If you missed the series, go ahead and check it out. It's a 5-part series. You can see it in my videos. It's very binge-worthy. There's a lot going on. It's very raw. Everything that happens is recorded as it happens, and it's very educational and entertaining. So I hope that you guys appreciated coming back to this spot one last time, and I hope that Rainer has success in his life, and I appreciate that he gave me the opportunity, and all of us the opportunity, to document, see it, and come back one last time, several years later, just to see how it's aged. I hope that you guys have a good one, and I hope that you'll join me on my next video. Bearded Finds, out. Peace.
Oh, yes. Very nice, Maybelle. Very nice indeed.